Welcome to my corner of the internet. I like to refer to it as Patton's pencils. I collect lots of ideas with educational technology and hopefully give you some pointers to use it in your own classroom. Today's topic is Google Classroom, and I'm just going to go over the basics. You'll see a version of my screen soon, and you can follow along and then try it on your own. One thing to note, you really should do all of this setup work on the desktop application. That means use a computer, use a laptop or a Chromebook. Don't try to do all of these things through just the app on a mobile device. So going forward, this is a recording. If I talk quickly, if I go too fast and you get lost, or I've said too many things, just pause the video, write it down, rewind it, listen to me again, or send me an email saying that you're totally lost, and I'll try to help you the best I can. So thanks for coming to watch, and here we go with Google Classroom. Okay, so what is Google Classroom? Well, it's a service that Google provides in the G Suite for Education. We're a member at my school, so everything's included. It's a place where you can create assignments, share them digitally, interact with your students, grade their assignments, and even pass them all back without using paper. It's a great tool, especially now that we're doing so much from home. Okay, let's get started. Right at the google.com homepage, log yourself in and go to the upper right-hand corner where the waffle is. It says Google Apps if I hover, but when I click, I can pick which one to work with. You might have to scroll down like I did and choose the Google Classroom icon by clicking one time. It will take you to the home page for all of your Google Classrooms. I have quite a few because of my college coursework, but right now we're going to see, even if you have none, you can follow along by adding one. The plus sign right up there in the upper right-hand corner says Create or Join a Class. If I tap it, I can pick which option I'd like. Joining a class, you would need that teacher's code to join their class. But you are the teacher that can create a class here. Of course, I've read and understand the above notices. And the only part to creating your class that's required is the name. So you can see some of the names around in the background. I've done this before. You can do the section, the subject, the room. I'm not creating a new one now. I want to show you mine. But you can easily create your own right there. Once you create it, it takes you to this screen. It takes you to the stream. Right here at the top in the middle, the Stream tab is highlighted with a black bar to show you where you are. As you scroll down here, things are in chronological order from the newest at the top to the oldest at the bottom. You can change the order or delete these, edit them, copy them by using the three dots on the right. I wouldn't worry very much about that, though. The meat of what you're doing is going to be under the Classwork tab. So here are where all of the lessons are added and distributed to your students. To do all of these lessons, I had to create every line. Now, I want you to think before we go too much farther on how you're going to organize your classwork. Are you going to create a different class for every subject? Are you going to create a different topic, like this rectangle here? Everything in it is about shapes. You could have one topic for math, one topic for reading, or you can go back to the beginning and create a different class for each one of those for your students. If you're an elementary teacher, you have lots of choices. Older students who have teachers for each subject will have a different classroom for each teacher and their subject. But at the elementary level, you're in charge of organizing your ideas. Here, all of these things are for art, so I've organized them under topics. You can see the topics on the left. Match the names of the large words for each of these topics as I scroll down. My next unit is learning from the master artists or the element of form. I can even scroll down to my sculpture introduction topic and exploring shapes in clay topic. Under each topic has its own materials, its own assignments and assessments. To get those, you have to click this Create tab. The first one, that assignment there, if I were to click it, it's the most open-ended assignment. You can add everything you need. In fact, let's do that. We can title it our test. The instructions to figure it out. Oh my goodness. There we go. And now to add anything I would need, I can link things from my Google Drive if I want to. I can link things to a website, a YouTube video, or even just attach a file from my computer. They would all show here. And I can go and create brand new somethings just for this assignment. So if I wanted to create a slides or a sheets or a docs, I could do that right here, right inside the assignment. Or if I have prepared it ahead of time, I could go grab it from my Google Drive. Once you have all of your materials loaded in the bottom, on the right, you can see who this is for. This is for my art class. I could change it and I could make it for my test class 2, add them by checking the box. I don't want to do that right now, and I can look and see if it's all of my students or if I only wanted to choose certain students. Right now it says 0 students are assigned. Let's go back to all students. How many points this assignment is, what the due date is, just click it and add your date. It automatically links to your Google Calendar and the student's Google Calendar so that you don't have to worry about missing an assignment. Our topic, I can put it inside one of those topics I showed you on the first page. So I could put it in the element of form and assign it to my students. Now, because I'm just showing you, I'm going to discard this. But you could also schedule your assignment to post at a certain time. You could even just save the draft if you don't have everything ready yet and go back and finish it. But for today, I don't need this one. The most important thing though, those people you saw. Here is where you would see your co-teachers or students that are in this class. You yourself will come up first. If you'd like to add a co-teacher, go right over here and click Invite Teachers. You have to type their name or email address is the easiest, and then you can invite them to your class. Students, same thing. You have to click here and type their email address in to invite your students. Google Classroom is not attached to Progress Book. Anytime a student comes or leaves, you will have to add in their email address for them to join your class or remove them if they move. The Grades tab. We don't have papers here, so everything is done digitally. You can see some of my students have this assignment. My average is 100 points because only 2 of them have been graded. Now, as I hover, I'm not clicking anything. It pre-populates with 100 points because that's what the assignment was. Now you can see Christina here, she got 92 out of 100. And once I enter that number, we'll give Allison, 100 out of 100. Then these 3 little dots, I can click one time and return the paper to them. It's not really a paper, so it just goes right to their email address and says that their project has been graded. Before I grade their paper, say I didn't know she needed 100 points, I could click here view whatever work Allison had given me, and then come back and type in her grade right there. Now, this says draft under Christina's because I have not returned it to her yet. Once I return it, it will become a grade. So remember, just to recap here, the stream is everything in chronological order that happens in your classroom. The students can even post here if they'd like. Right here, share something with your class. Whatever I'd like to type, I could say, welcome all you cool cats, or just keep going. Now, I can even, if I'm missing work from a student, I can send that message to one student, and it won't show up on anyone else's stream except Doug's stream. But you can always post it right away, or click the arrow and schedule it. If you don't want to send it to Doug right now, save that draft. Or I can even add this. If he had lost or accidentally deleted something, I could add it right here and send it directly to one student or all students. We're going to cancel that though. I don't need to do that today. I'm just showing you how it works. Remember, classwork is where all of your assignments are created by using this black button. The people are the teachers and the students that you're responsible for adding. And the grades, once you have assignments here on your classwork page, they will automatically pre-populate into your gradebook area. You can grade them, you can return the submissions, you can go down, grade everyone, and then up here at the top, those three little buttons, I can return everyone's submission at the same time. They will get an email that says it was returned. So I hope you have learned something today. And if you have any questions, please don't forget to email me at my work address or pattons.pencils@gmail.com. Okay, how are you doing? Are you hanging in there? Am I going too fast? Remember, pause it, stop it, digest it a little bit, and then go back and see if you can connect what I'm saying with what you see in your own Google Classroom. Keep going. Okay, real quick before I forget, go back and look at the classwork tab. We talked about how to make an assignment by clicking that create button there, but these other ones, if you wanted to create a quiz assignment, Google will actually open up a Google form for you to use just to create a quiz for your assignment. That's a wonderful tool, and you can do many different things with it. If you'd like to know more, I'll be doing a later video for just Google Forms. But right now, this question one comes next, and it's all about just sending out one question to your students. It could just be a question about, oh, what did you do this weekend? Or, oh, who has access to these materials? Maybe you're trying to plan ahead for an assignment and need a response from your students. It will be just one question that they can each answer individually. The material button is anything that you want them to see, but you don't have to grade or assign it. It's more of a post that just lets them know they can use it if they need it. You can also reuse an old post, and this is back to the topics. We've talked about those before. The other thing I wanted to make sure that I pointed out to you is also back on the People tab. There are actions you can take with your students. By clicking that button, it clicks all of my students. The actions here you can see are to email everyone, to remove them, or even mute them. Mute means they can't post on the stream page. I can also pick one student to email them by clicking on the 3 buttons on the right for each name. If they have a parent or guardian to invite, it will come up here in the middle for our classes. I don't have this on my college account, but you do have access to that. It will come right up in the middle there. Now, if you really want to get picky, let's go back to the page, the home page for this class, and you can see I have paint tubes and things on top. You can play around with this by selecting a theme or uploading a photo and making it unique to you. This class code here, you can pass that on to your students and they can join your class. It saves you from typing in all of those email addresses. And if it's hard to see, just click the little box and it displays it nice and large for you to see or copy. Or even if you're on an overhead projector and the kids are at school, it's easiest for them to see it that way too. And I believe that's all of the little details, except if you want to change things that we started at the beginning, that little gear takes you to our class settings. Remember how we named them and then added a description, a section, or a room number? Down here, you can even see that class code one more time. And you have options. Be careful here that you don't turn things off that shouldn't be turned off, but definitely check it out and become comfortable working with your Google Classroom. Okay, we're done for now. Thanks for watching. If you have any extra questions, please email me. I'll link my email address at the bottom, or for those of you who know me, you already know my work email address. Going forward, I'd love to have your suggestions on what videos you'd like to see. Any help or pointers that you'd love, I can do that if you let me know what they are. So, thanks for coming. I hope you learned something new today that you can take back to your classroom and use with your students.